Stop scrolling. Right now. Ask yourself one brutal question. If the person sleeping next to you turned out to be a complete lie, would you hate them, or would you love them even more? In 2011, a Turkish drama did something unheard of. It took a young girl from a dark basement, placed her in a world of high society glitz, and tied her soul to a man who loved her so fiercely it literally consumed them both. We think we know the story of Emir Sarrafoglu and Feriha Yilmaz. We think it was just a romantic tragedy about a lie. But what if I told you that Feriha was never actually in love with Emir, and Emir's obsession wasn't love at all, but a dangerous psychological trap? Today, we are breaking down the unspoken dark reality of Adini Feriha Koydum, the scenes that were censored, the hidden psychological triggers, and why that ending still haunts millions of people over a decade later. If you think you know how the story ends, think again. Stay right here, because the next 10 minutes will change the way you look at the show forever. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Take a seat, grab a warm drink, and let's talk like old friends who have spent way too many late nights analyzing television masterpieces. Today, we are diving deep into the crown jewel of Turkish television drama, Adini Feriha Koydum. Before we jump into the psychological breakdown of Emir and Feriha, I want to ask you a quick favor. If you love deep dive analysis of iconic television, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below telling me your absolute favorite Emir and Feriha moment. And guess what? Our channel's join button is officially active. We currently have exactly 0 members, so if you want to be the very first legend to support this channel for less than the price of a cup of coffee, click that join button below. Your support genuinely keeps these massive videos alive. Now, let's step into the world of Idilur, Istanbul. To understand the tragic romance between Emir and Feriha, you cannot just look at their relationship. You have to look at the psychological prison Feriha was born into. Feriha Yilmaz is not just a poor girl with big dreams. She is the daughter of a doorman, living in a subterranean apartment where the windows only show the shoes of the people walking above them. Think about that visual symbolism for a second. Her entire childhood was spent looking at the world from the ankles down. Her family environment is a pressure cooker. Reza, her father, represents traditionalism rooted in fear of losing honor, fear of the big city corrupting his children. Mehmet, her twin brother, represents projected inadequacy. Because Mehmet cannot succeed, he projects his anger onto Feriha. The only sanctuary she has is her mother, Zara, who pours her own unfulfilled dreams into Feriha. When Feriha wins a full scholarship to a prestigious, ultra-wealthy university, her world splits in two. On one side, she is the doorman's daughter scrubbing floors. On the other, she is a brilliant student surrounded by elite heirs. The lie doesn't start as a malicious plan to trick rich people. It starts as a survival mechanism. When Hand and the elite group look at her with condescension, Feriha protects her dignity by staying silent. And silence, in the world of the wealthy, is mistaken for elegance. Enter Emir Sarrafoglu, the prince of nightlife. On paper, Emir has everything: wealth, unmatched charisma, luxury cars, and every woman in Istanbul competing for his attention. But psychologically, Emir is deeply broken. He is the product of emotionally distant, divorced wealthy parents who substituted affection with credit cards. Emir has never had to fight for anything in his life, which means nothing has ever had real value to him. Until he meets Feriha. When Emir first encounters Feriha, she doesn't drop to her knees. She doesn't chase him. She looks at him with a mix of defiance, fear, and profound pride. To a man who is bored of artificial perfection, Feriha is an enigma. She dresses simply, she guards her privacy fiercely, and she doesn't let him buy her affection. Emir falls in love not with the real Feriha, but with the idea of Feriha. He sees a pure, untainted soul who is above the superficiality of his social circle. And this is where the tragic irony begins. Feriha lies to be accepted into Emir's world, but Emir falls in love with her precisely because she seems disconnected from that very world. Let's talk about the lie itself. Watching Feriha manage her double life is one of the most nerve-wracking experiences in television history. Every episode feels like a thriller. She has to change her clothes in building stairwells, hide her doorman keys, fake her address, and constantly invent excuses for why she can't stay out late. Why didn't she just tell him the truth in episode 5? This is what every casual viewer asks. If she just told him she was poor, he would have accepted her. But psychologically, it was never about the money. Feriha's deepest terror wasn't that Emir would reject a poor girl. Her terror was that Emir would look at her with pity. Pity is the ultimate poison for someone raised in a basement. She would rather be hated as a liar than pitied as a beggar. As the lie grows, Feriha gets trapped in cognitive dissonance. Every sweet word Emir says to her feels like a slap, because she knows those words are directed at a fictional persona named Feriha, not the doorman's daughter who cleans apartments. And then, the inevitable happens. The truth explodes. When Emir discovers that the girl he worshipped is actually the doorman's daughter living right beneath his feet, his world shatters. The betrayal doesn't just break his heart, it destroys his ego. The way Emir reacts is a textbook case of emotional whiplash. He transforms from a gentle prince into a cold, ruthless tormentor. Remember when Emir buys the apartment building? Remember when he forces Feriha to work for him, testing her, trying to break her spirit? This is where the show shifts from a romantic drama into a dark study of obsession. Emir wants to punish Feriha, but more than that, he wants to prove to himself that she never loved him. Yet, every cruel act is just a desperate cry for her to defend herself, to fight for him, to prove that the feeling was real. They enter a cycle of toxic passion. They hurt each other because pain is the only language left that guarantees the other person is still feeling something. It's toxic, it's destructive, but on screen, the chemistry between Cagatay Ulusoy and Hazal Kaya made it utterly magnetic. You couldn't look away. We have to talk about the ending. The infamous finale that left an entire generation of viewers in absolute shock and mourning. After all the trials, the family battles, the kidnappings, the class wars, and the emotional torture, Emir and Feriha finally clear the hurdles. They marry in a quiet, beautiful park surrounded by nature, a place far away from the toxic influence of high society and family pressure. It feels like the fairy tale is finally complete. And then, in a matter of seconds, 2 gunshots echo through the park. Feriha falls into Emir's arms. The screen fades, leaving viewers in agonizing silence. Why did the writers do this? Beyond behind-the-scenes production decisions, narrative-wise, the tragedy serves a dark thematic purpose. Emir and Feriha's love was born out of an impossibility. It was a flame built on friction. In a strange, twisted storytelling logic, their love could never survive the mundane reality of an ordinary life. Their story was forged in fire, and it ended in ashes. Adini Feriha Koydum was never just a soap opera. It was a mirror held up to societal double standards, class inequality, and the dangerous line between love and obsession. It taught us that lies don't just destroy trust, they rewrite our reality until we no longer recognize ourselves. I want to hear your thoughts now. Do you think Emir would have ever truly forgiven Feriha if they had lived a long marriage? Or was their relationship destined to break under the weight of their past? Drop your theories in the comments section below. I read and reply to as many comments as I can. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please smash that like button and share this video with fellow Turkish drama fans. And remember, our join button is officially active. As I mentioned earlier, we currently have 0 members. If you want to become the very first founding member of our channel family and support deep form analysis like this for a tiny monthly contribution, hit that join button right next to the subscribe option. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. Keep loving great stories, and I'll see you in the very next video.